Hello BrewTubers and welcome to this brew day video. Today I have made the Citra and Mosaic Amber Ale, which will be heading off to Datchet Beer Festival in exactly 1 month's time. So it is the 28th of September today, and they want it delivered by the 28th of October. So yeah, I got a bit of a shifty on to get this beer made and readied. Going for a slightly different video format today, we are doing a brew day montage. Ooh, exciting. Mainly because I couldn't really be bothered to film properly today. I obviously wanted to get the beer done and only had a little bit of patience to do videoing. So yes, without further ado, here is the montage. So I hope you enjoyed that. 1.047 on the hydrometer with a target of 1.048, so pretty happy with that. Collected about 44 litres of wort, which is about right, and should make a 4.9% beer, considering that I have this on Untapped and on the labels as 4.6. I have a 0.5% leeway, so that works out well. The wort was dumped onto the yeast US05 of the previous batch, which looks like this. So yes, allow that to ferment, and yes. So yeah, as I said, yeah, this is the previous batch. As you can see, it's a lovely amber colour, hence the name Amber Ale. So the latest recipe, the one I brewed today, slightly different to this. Mainly there's a maltodextrin addition in this one, the old batch, and I got rid of that because basically I don't want to keep buying it for the sake of one beer. So yeah, got rid of the maltodextrin and added 500 grams additional Marisota, as this was 500 grams maltodextrin, so just made a substitution. And the new batch has some more crystal malt, not much, but yes, I think this one had 400 grams of crystal malt, the new one's got 500, so hopefully it won't make too much of a colour change. But basically what I'm aiming for is a slightly sweeter beer than this. I mean, this is fine, but I just want it a little bit sweeter. Not sort of like 80% happy with that. But yeah, a little bit more crystal malt and quite a high mash temperature of 70 degrees Celsius. Hopefully that'll give me a lot of residual sugars, because I want to make quite a sort of sweet, fruity, citrusy, fruity, sweet beer. And yeah, hopefully that should work. bought some fresh hops for today's brew as well from Cross My Loof. A bit of an emergency order, but I thought, well, seeing as it's going to a beer festival, I'll treat the beer to some brand new fresh hops. So that's what has happened, and yeah, fingers crossed it all goes well. So yeah, I mean this old batch is a little bit flat. It's sort of got the cask conditioned tongue tickle, I like to call it, where there is a little bit of carbonation here, just enough to tickle your tongue, but it's not significantly carbonated. I think the transfer from my conditioning tank to this keg was a little bit drastic, so I might just force carb this just to bring that carbonation level up again. This batch, old batch. So what I have, you see, is a 50 litre commercial keg, and I have a floating dip tube in there, and I tend to carbonate my beers naturally with sugar, and it gives a really good finish. The taste is a lot better, I think, because I did play around with force carbing beers, and I just wasn't happy with the result. So I find that what I'm doing now is the best option. So from that keg, once it's carbonated, I can either transfer it to a commercial keg or bottle it. So yeah, that's good. So yeah, fingers crossed that this today's Citra and Mosaic Amber Ale will be good for batch. So yeah, 44 litres, so 41 of which goes into the firkin, and the other 3 litres or so I'll put in a small keg, and I might do a comparison video, the old batch versus the new batch, see how the difference is between them, you know, what's happened, sort of thing. So yeah, all tidied up in the brew shed, well, all cleaned up in the brew shed. I now need to go and tidy up. That's tomorrow's job. So, you know, all the brewing equipment has been rinsed out and cleaned. But yeah, I could just do the blitz in there. Just, you know, you know how it gets sometimes. So yeah, I think that's tomorrow's job. Can't brew obviously for another 2 weeks because all my fermenters are full, and 2 of them have this Citra Mosaic in, 2 of them have Old London Porter, and yeah, so once I've casked them both up, I can brew again. Want to try that Barber Rouge beer again because yeah, so the first version was very unbalanced, it was too sweet, so obviously I want to get that sorted out next time I brew it. Main problem was I was using the Barber Rouge as a bittering hop when it isn't. So what I'll do is use something like Admiral or Magnum, something with some high alpha acids in for bittering, and just use the Barber Rouge as it was intended, as a pure aroma hop. So yeah, I'm going to do a simple mash as well with the Red X malt, because I used a stepped mash, and it's just, everything didn't turn out well for that beer. Admittedly, a couple of months down the line, the stuff I've bottled does taste better, but yeah, I just made it too sweet, the balance was out. So yeah, hopefully next brew I've learned what I need to improve, and I will improve it. So yeah, so yeah, do the Barber Rouge again. What else? Probably the best bitter. Again, that was one I was like 75% happy with. It was good, but it needed more bitterness again. So yeah, I've just added an additional bittering addition, or a larger bittering addition at the start of the boil, to up the IBUs, and hopefully that will then make that beer acceptable. So yeah, I might use some of my fresh 2021 Focal crop for that best bitter. So yeah, I think those are the next two, Bar Rouge Mark II and Best Bitter Mark, well, 2 on this particular recipe and 5 overall, but anyway, that's another story. I shall leave it there, so thank you very much for watching, and well, yes, cheers, cheers. And I'll see you again for probably a tasting video, I think. It will either be, I'll tell you what the tasting video will be. It will be the Victorian IPA, because that has changed quite a bit. It's mellowed out, so it's actually quite nice now. It was a little bit harsh before, so I might do a video on that. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I shall see you again soon. Au revoir.